to start doing our in order detail videos. So basically, I'm going to try to do this every 1 or 2 weeks on how we tackle a detail on a car or truck or automobile, a vehicle with 2 seats and 4 wheels, and from start to finish. Okay, I have an older video that I made. I've made a couple of videos where we talk about the different products I use. I also have a video that shows some of the tools I've used, but now we're going to go in order how I tackle it. You know, they say there's different ways to do the same thing. Well, yeah, there is. There's a bunch. So I'm going to cover everything from start to finish, and just a quick intro on the steps I use. I start with the interior first, and the reason for that is on a hotter day, you get to your car or customer's car if you're a detailer, and you do the interior first because you're not all sweaty yet. So you can sit in there, clean everything off, and then we go to the exterior, and then we touch up the door jambs and the other trim around the interior, exterior, intermediate. Okay? Real simple, but there's a lot of steps in between, sub-steps, so that's what we're going to go through. Today, again, we're going to start with the inside. So we're going to use our Elantra, our daily that gets a little bit neglected in the sense of cleaning, and it's pretty bad inside, so we're going to go there. So we got some gusty winds today. Hopefully it doesn't pick up too much. I got the furry dead cat guy in there, but you can see these floor mats are really dirty. They're WeatherTech floor mats, not sponsored, but we use these on all of our cars because this is the ground our driveway is made out of. It's road base, and it protects it. I'm not selling it, but it protects it. Interior, for the most part, just really dusty. We got grime in these edges here, so we're going to go through that. We're going to tackle that. And we're not trying to shampoo and get a deep clean out of this. We're trying to get the best possible result. This is a daily, okay? We got some stains over there we're going to tackle, and let me take you over there real quick. So we're on the passenger side, and you see the floor mats a little bit better because people don't really sit on this side on this car. But that seat is hammered. Now this is a 2011 Hyundai Elantra. It's got 157,000 miles on it. I daily drive it now, but it belonged to my parents before they changed their car. So they didn't take care of it as well. I didn't live with them or near them at the time. They just moved over here to Texas. So now we can handle this a little bit better and maintain the car ourselves. And as you can see, that it's pretty dusty and dirty. There's stuff in there. We're gonna get all that. All right, so we're inside. So we're gonna try to tackle some of this. As you see, some of that grime that's in there. And I'm gonna show you how to do that. You wanna take all your bigger stuff out, whether it's your car or a customer's car. If it's a customer's car, have them do it. I ask them to do it. If you get to a car and it's like that, I usually carry little boxes with me, and I put them all their stuff together so they can see that, you know, all their stuff is there, and they can put it back however they like to. But yeah, so here's a little bit better picture of that stain. We're gonna try to get that out, not with a steamer and not with an extractor. We're just gonna go try to get that cleaned up a little bit. No one really sits there, but you know what? I want my car clean. So anyways, let's get on this. Now my vacuum of choice is the Rigid 4-gallon, 5 horsepower. This guy, I've had this about 4 years, and I detail. Not as actively as many, but I do it as a business. And I upgraded to the professional hose. This whole setup's about 80 to 100 bucks, depending on when you buy it. So, and then I added this longer, narrow extension, you know. And then of course I have this one. I think this one came with it, this wider one. And then I have my Buff Bright adapter for the carpets and dog hair. Let's get to the next step. Alright, so obviously the first step is the vacuum. That's obvious. Well, I mean, that's where I start. May not be obvious for everybody, but we're going to vacuum the floors, the top, and what I usually do is I vacuum from the seats down, because dirt falls down. It's gravity. Here we go. So what I like to do is I like to take the vacuum around the interior pieces to pick up any loose dirt. I'm going to do the passenger side right now. And then I'm going to come back and clean these floor mats. They're hideous. Alright, next thing we're going to do are the door panels and the upper interior. Okay? Remember, everything goes down. We're going to do the floor mats and the seats last. Alright, so for the door panels, we're just going to spray some all-purpose cleaner. We're going to take this brush first. Now I know that this is maintained pretty well. Okay, because it's our car. I mean, I neglect it more than the other ones, but no one sits on the passenger side. So work that in with the brush and then wipe it down. I already did that side, so we're just wiping that down. Now this area gets a little bit heavier, so what we're going to do is we'll spray that down. You don't need a lot. We'll get, sorry for the wiggle cam, we will get our toothbrush and we'll just follow it like this. That's it. Again, back and forth, and I just do a circular motion, get inside the crevices. Again, this is a medium bristle brush, so it's not going to damage anything, and then you just wipe it down. If the day's hotter, work in smaller areas. You don't want the APC sitting on there too long, the all-purpose cleaner. It's not really going to damage anything with this dilution ratio, but again, you want to be able to wipe that off. Your door panel is clean. Just go around the whole door panel and do that. So we sprayed a little more all-purpose cleaner on there, and literally just get in there with the toothbrush, hopefully better than we brush our teeth, and just clean it up. Clean it up. It'll drag everything out, and then use your microfiber to just pick it up. And I use just a generic all-purpose microfiber, and that's it. And it'll dry off. Now when we're done, we're going to treat this, and I'll show you what we're going to treat it with. And yeah, so that panel's done. Real simple. We're going to go through, I'm going to dampen the towel to wipe the towel off. I'm not going to spray directly on the dashboard, so we're just going to take 2 sprays of the cleaner onto the towel and then come across and wipe that down. And then we're going to do the same stuff that we just did on the door panel, we're going to do on the trim here. And again, lightly mist. Don't overdo it. Start with the least amount of product possible, and that might be all you need. With a mist, you're not going to damage any of these electronics. Just go through, wipe it off. So for the vents, all I do is, after I've cleaned some of this area, or I'll just spritz a little bit of it on the brush, we just go through and just get in there with this. So dust out all the vents here. These vents get really bad. On the dash, the same thing. This longer bristle is great because you can get in here and dust all that out around your gauge cluster. Again, we want to maintain it clean. We don't like it dusty. This gets everything out, and then you come through with your microfiber. Again, with a longer side bristle of the microfiber, and this already has some product on it. So again, some areas you don't need a lot of product. You just want a little bit of the product on there to pick up the dust and grime, and there you go. Don't forget the steering wheel. Our hands are all over the steering wheel all the time. Don't forget the steering wheel. Now I'm going to do the windshield, the inside of the windshield. Now glass and the inside of the windows, doors. The glass is always the worst thing. No detailer or hobbyist, how the heck do I get the glass right? Well, this is not from Adams, it's just in an Adams bottle. And I learned this trick from Wilson Auto Detail. Luke Wilson has a great channel, really goes in depth, not with just how to detail, but the detail business. He's awesome. I'm going to promote him. I'm not sponsored, but he's helped me a lot in the past. He's got some great information. And one of the best things I learned a long time ago was 50/50 IPA alcohol you buy at the store with distilled water. So this is a 16-ounce bottle. Again, this is not from Adams. A 16-ounce bottle of 70% isopropylene alcohol is like $1.50. I know sometimes it's hard to find right now, but you know, I got a couple. You can also buy it by the gallon online, but you can always get it at the store. So a 16-ounce bottle will make 2 16-ounce bottles of window cleaner. Bottled distilled water is $1, so for $2.50 you get 32 ounces of window cleaner. And trust me, this lasts me. You don't have to use a lot of it. This lasts me a while. Probably about 5 cars, 6 cars worth of detailing per bottle. So you're just going to spray the area down, and again, we haven't treated the dash, so if it gets on there, it's no problem. I use a waffle weave towel. That's what best is for my results that I like. I start on the passenger side, and I come down, and I just work it in, and I go in a square pattern. That's it. So back and forth, a square pattern. And then from the passenger side, I reach that side as well. This evaporates quickly. The alcohol actually hardens and allows you to wipe down the film, that gray film, not gray, sorry, that fuzzy, man, what's the right word? The film that comes up on your windshields, and it's like a haze that builds up there. It's from your air conditioning chemicals, and it takes that off really nicely. I love this more than any window cleaner from the store. If it's a colder day, use the damp side to wipe it down, and the dry side to get some of that the haze off of it. But once you're done, and just keep going. This is the best option. I love it. So for the LCD screens and up here, I'll spray this and then wipe it down. But on the LCD screens, and this goes for your eyeglasses, your cell phone screens, your computer screens, I usually just spray the towel and I dampen it just ever so slightly, and then I wipe it down, and again with that 50-50 alcohol and water combination, and it works great. What do I use for my plastic coatings to protect it? I don't like a super glossy finish. I like an OEM style finish. So my choice is Meguiar's Express Wax. Again, not sponsored, but this is what I use. I buy it by the gallon because I detail cars. We spray it on the panel. And the nice thing is, yes, this is a wax, a spray synthetic wax, but it works great on interior panels too. And if you get it on the windows, you just wipe it off. So you're gonna wipe that off, and it gives you a protective coating. See, my goal is not shine, but protection. Now this will rejuvenate a little bit. It's not a plastic treatment per se to bring back old plastic to life. There's other chemicals for that. But this will, if your interior is in good condition, this will keep it looking OEM. So from the factory finish, if you're not familiar with the term OEM. Now on the dash, I just spray it. I just spray it on there because if I can get it on the window, my window's already clean. So if I get some of this on the windshield, all I do is wipe it off like a wax. So let's get that done while the door panel. Now this towel is already a little saturated, so you already have some on here. And then you just wipe that windshield off. Sorry for that horrible camera angles. And bam! Now the windshield's dirty on the outside. We haven't done the outside. But this is what the door panel looks like. Okay. OEM finish, not dry. And you have UV protection. Alright. Well, we're done with the door panels, the dash, and the upper interior plastics. On the next video, we're going to continue on, finish the floor mats, do the seats. We don't want to push this video too long. It's already hitting about 15 minutes. So we'll stop here and go to part 2 of the interior, which is finishing the floor mats and the seats. And we might have to touch up the vacuum one more time just because some of the things fall down. It's not a bad habit to do. All right. Thank you for watching. Hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell, give us a comment, and we will see you soon. We may not have a video next week because we're going out of town. So if you don't see one the second week of March, or this is the second week of March, third week of March, the weekend of March 13th, it's because we were out of town. I wasn't able to get one up, but we'll see. I will do my best to get that second part up by that weekend. Have a great week. God bless.